For the verses of the year, not verse of the year. It's hard to say that, man. It's kind of like just running together.
Mhm.
Verses of the year, you nominate KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane's verses as the verses of 2021.
I mean, I can't recall all the verses offhand,
Yeah.
but that's the one that stands out in my mind just off the top of my head, performance wise. If there's other verses that was maybe better, like with Snoop and DMX this year, that was this year, Snoop and DMX.
No, that was last year. I want to
Yeah.
ask the people in the room though. What did you guys think was the best verses of the year? I think I'm gonna go with what you're saying too. I think I'm gonna go with KRS and Kane off top. I mean, if we're talking about two MCs who did their job,
Yeah.
um,
What were the other verses? Can we pull them up?
yeah. We can pull them
There's
up.
obviously, I mean, there's obviously was the Locks Dipset one. I mean, because Kiss just, you know.
Well, people are saying the Locks Dipset.
Well, you see, here's the
This,
thing about that. Part of the reason what really shone in that was how unprepared and incohesive Dipset was. So, like on the performance aspect of it, Dipset didn't really fulfill their end outside of Cam.
I agree with that. I think that the Locks did so great. It makes that whole verses look great.
Yeah,
Um,
but the
Kiss
verse
was on fire, yes, but I don't know if I could put that versus ahead of Kane and KRS. I
yeah,
mean,
you're talking
that's
about two
very
legends who
hard.
know how to. You're talking about two legends who actually know how to perform, going back to back on their songs. So the Kiss have, and it's saying something. Here's how strong the Kiss performance is. Oh no, Kiss performance is better than the KRS and the Kane performance, and that's saying something. But the verses as a whole wasn't better.
This is what we had this year for verses.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. We're not gonna count the R&B stuff respectfully to R&B. We're just talking about some hip hop right now. All right,
What's
so
up?
we got Raekwon and Ghostface. Raekwon versus Ghostface versus. You had the Swiss Beats and Timbaland rematch. Had the Eve and Trina. Had Bow Wow and Soldier Boy. You had the Locks and Dipset. Fat Joe and Ja Rule. KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane. Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3-6.
The defense rest.
What's that?
I said the defense rest.
Yeah, I think so. I think that the only competition there. Let me say this about the Bone and 3-6.
I
I
knew you
just
were
didn't
going.
think that was a great match. I mean, it's a good matchup on paper, right? Obviously, the two groups mirror each other in many ways, stylistically to some degree. But I just don't think that it was a good matchup musically. You know what I'm saying? Like act wise, I get it. Act wise, they have very similar makeups in that way. But if we're talking about from track to track, it just wasn't a good matchup, and that's kind of what even started the fight when Bone was out there doing Buddha lovers, singing and all that stuff, and 3-6 is like dancing and like slow dancing to it and stuff like that's. I mean, granted, it was entertaining. But I don't think it was a better versus than
But it was
KRS and Kane.
entertaining. But it wasn't entertaining performance wise, really, outside of maybe Juicy J. I'm gonna tell you what. My man Hub, like said that like Juicy J stock went up like after the verses, in his opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Juicy J is a legend. I mean, Jay and Paul are legends, but what Juicy J's been able to do with the latter part of his career, I mean, it, no one saw that coming.
No,
Period.
no.
Um,
But
yeah,
still not
the
being
people in the
entertaining.
chat. Well, Terminator 2 says Locks and Dipset by far. Jay Bros says Joe Bros, excuse me, says love the Ray and Ghost one too. I
Yeah,
love
the
the
Ray
Ray
and
and
Ghost,
Ghost one
like,
too.
yeah, Ray and Ghost was probably the only other one that was comparable to me, like performance wise. But even they was telling you, like in the performance, they was getting tired towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean they got the songs, man, but it's like
yeah.
KRS. Listen, what Kane did on that stage, I mean, we saw Kane live last year, and we saw KRS live
Yeah,
last year.
all at the same time then.
Yeah, and Rakim and all that.
Yeah,
But
the
what
song.
people were able to witness what Kane did on that versus stage, I mean, for me, it rivals that Jadakiss performance of the year as well.
No, it would definitely be the runner up. It's just, Kiss just bought some of that real rap shit back, Mike. It's like, and it was like, it was one of those moments. He knew what the moment was and he seized it. Like he knew he was in the garden. He knew he was up against another epic group. He knew he was Kiss, and Mike, he just went in the microphone theme mode.
Okay.
Like Kane gave us like that overall performance. Like Kiss went on some like follow the leader lyrics of Fury, like microphone theme type, rap shit. Like it's like cats don't do that.
I mean, his stock went up overnight.
Right.
And, as crazy as that sounds for most people, because, again, us people who really follow hip-hop on a day-to-day, we know what Jadakiss is. He's never deterred from that. He's never fallen off from that. I mean, shit, even this category where we got, like, comeback artist of the year and stuff, I wouldn't even dare put Jadakiss in that category. He's never been at a point where he needed to come back.
Yeah, never went anywhere.
No,
never been anywhere.
He never went anywhere. I mean, to the mainstream masses, possibly, who might just know him for Knock Yourself Out, and then they saw this versus or whatever, then maybe yes. But for people who really follow hip hop, I couldn't even.
They probably know him for Why. Why is a bigger single than Knock Yourself Out, isn't it?
I guess so. I know. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I never liked Why. Yeah.
Havoc made that beat.
Never liked it. I couldn't even tell Havoc made that beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like we got KRS and Kane.
Yeah.
All right. All right. KRS and Kane for Versus of the Year. And then we have Jadakiss Performance of the Year at the Versus.
Yeah, I don't think we need to explain that. We can just.
I don't think we need to explain that either.